Good afternoon, everyone. 10 feet of snow already dumping in Europe. Record floods, 100-year floods about to spin through Budapest. We got the X-flares, the peanut-shaped Antarctic vortex, and nobody's still talking about the 14% more moisture in our atmosphere from Hunga Tonga raining out, which it will do for the next 2 years. You've seen nothing yet for floods. Starting you off here with a map, 1838, Budapest. They had a massive flood which wiped out part of downtown. Ice flows broke free. They set up an ice dam. Middle of the night, water comes pouring in some miles inland from the river. Will we see the same? Maybe not. River embankment projects have greatly improved for flood control. What you can't control is nature and that superhighway of cold air straight down from the Arctic over Scotland, the UK, and into Central Europe. You see that bright purple spinning down right into Scotland. Yep, dumping the snow already. September 12th and 13th, getting an early start. Met Office forecasting unseasonably cold weather. Scotland, drizzly elsewhere across the Isles. And if we look at the jet stream flow, you can see where that cold air is pushing all the way down into central and southern parts of Europe. It stops there. What do we see? September 13th, the cold blob. And where does that leave us? Well, this blue reflectivity index that you're seeing in the clouds, record rainfall, record snowfall. How deep could the record snowfall be? Well, approaching 7 to 10 feet. Insane full winter scenes, Austria, Obertaum, and that's only 1,600 to 2,500. You need to multiply by 3 to get the amount of feet from the meters. Around 4,800 feet to say 7,000 feet max. Images starting to flood the internet now that people can send messages out after being whited out, powered out, and communicationed out. Mateo World picking it up here. Austrian Alps. 50 centimeters of snow in many places, so 30 centimeters equals a foot for those of you in the U.S., so almost 2 feet on the average. 1950 meters, we'll bring it up to 2,000, multiply by 3, 6,000 foot, 2 meters of snow, you're looking at 6 feet. Remember, every meter is 3 feet. So the higher you go in the elevation, the more snowfall you're getting. A lot of images coming out, deep snows here, way early. Never would have expected this from all what we've been hearing through the summer. Yet suddenly here it is. I'm not sure how tall the woman is, but you can get a gauge there. Snow on top of a car, maybe a drift. You just never know. Snowbrain's also picking it up. Up to 10 foot of snow in some of the higher elevations. First pictures coming out. Snowbrains, thanks for this one. And if we do look at the models, the 10-day snowfall centimeters, we're going up to 225 centimeters. That is an enormous amount. You're dividing by 30 to get the number of feet. So if we do a little bit of simple math here, we could bring you up to 152 centimeters, 60 inches, which is 5 feet. Oh wait, we're going to exceed that by large numbers. It just goes up to 177 centimeters, 70 inches deep. But remember, we need to go up to 225, which puts us right around 7+ feet. Overtown. Cam's starting to pick it up. They're coming back online again. It turns out the key to losing weight and keeping it off is not carbs or fat or even probiotic-rich foods. Nope. The end game of having a healthy weight, as well as more energy and a long, healthy life, comes down to a specific switch which you can flip in your body to flush out unnecessary calories. Dr. Stephen Gundry is calling this caloric bypass. And by activating this specific process in your body, he's seen thousands, yes, thousands of people dramatically improve their health, even at age 50 and beyond. This includes losing weight, getting tons more energy, and returning to the good health that they had in their youth once they simply addressed this one key to better health. Dr. Stephen Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself using this research and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. His digestive issues are gone. His health is fantastic, and he feels younger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch and learn more about it at thehealthyfat.com/adapt. And he'll teach you exactly how he's kept his weight off for free at thehealthyfat.com/adapt. Click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. And it's just, the images speak for themselves. You know, you're getting this much record snow, abrupt winter shift. Yeah, I would agree with that. Watchers.news picking this up as well. And then, you know, the French reports are now starting to come online that they're able to send pictures in after this immense snowstorm, 2,600 meters. This is the pass at Galibier. And if we're further downhill in the French Alps, here we go, hailstorms and floods accompanying this. Not much you can do there as the melt now starts and more rain follows. Snow in the Alps is falling at unusually low elevations for September is an understatement, I would say. Now Reuters picking this up, and the Weather Channel parroting, snow was spotted around the southwestern Swiss town. Okay, so we know it Swiss accounts as well. Not as heavy there as you can see with the density, although the picture chosen could be worth 1,000 words. And then heavy snow hitting the Alps with red alerts for rain in Central Europe. Bloomberg showing you what they got. And I started to dig into a lot of snow stories. And rare August snow, California Sierras. I did not hear about this until I was digging through the Weather Channel's, mini videos there. August 24th, how rare is August snowfall? Rare. Let's leave it at that. And then also Lassen Volcanic National Park. I would say that's a little more than a dusting. Just my own eyes looking at that, that's more than a dusting. Is anybody putting these two and two together? Squaring of our outer gas giants, not seen since 79 AD, and we are about to witness something electromagnetically very different, which would do what? Yes, it would perturb our weather systems, jet streams, rainfall patterns, etc. here on the Earth. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nor do they want to talk about Hunga Tonga, which put 14% more moisture up in the atmosphere. Now these two alone should be enough to have a great dinner conversation of squaring of planets not seen in almost 2,000 years, and one of the largest volcanic water vapor eruptions in the last 200 years, and we're scratching our heads why there's extra water coming down in the form of snow and rain, and it's just like, whoa, what's happening? It must be this, that, or the other. Couldn't be anything on electromagnetism through the solar system or volcanic rainout, for a better term. That water vapor, that put up a lot of water into the atmosphere. It needs to come out. It's starting to come out. So this next 2.5 years, we're going to see more and more of these floods. It's going to get more intense from this point forward. And again, if you're looking for electromagnetic anomalies or just strange anomalies, Antarctic polar vortex looking worryingly peanut-like at the moment. Typically circular. Would that be a different current flow into the system, changing that? Infinity, is that the symbol we always see? Mystic schools? I'll let you decide. Here's a top-down look at the Hunga Tonga eruption. No, that is not the curvature of the Earth. That is the bottom of the cloud. The volcanic dust cloud reached out some 350 miles at the base as it extended all the way up 87 miles into the atmosphere. What you're looking at, the cloud tops there, supposedly satellite snapped this photo, and that is 87 plus miles up into the atmosphere. The top of that cloud you're looking at, dust cloud right there. And it's also filled with water, and it ejected it into the mesosphere. Let's move over to Budapest. Love this city. And again, the banks on the side of the rivers have really got some girth to them to prevent flooding, because they were worried about that same early 1800s event where an enormous amount of the town was just damaged, wiped away with those ice flows and that ice dam that occurred in that incident. And it's beautiful bicycle riding along there. And if you want to catch the tram, you can too, and take a look at all the, shall I say, Tartarian remnants. Elisa Rafa putting this one out, European flooding. You can see the exact same area that the snow was on the tailing end of it, but the front edge of that is Well, record rainfall. So we're going to come up to a different metric measurement for those of you in the U.S. here. We're going to move down to millimeters from centimeters or meters, and we'll get total accumulation. You're looking around Munich, Salzburg, that dark brown in there. Highest readings they have somewhere around 350 millimeters. And as we follow that tongue all the way down of gray, and all those tributaries are emptying into the Danube at the exact same time. Inches to millimeter conversion. I'll be evenly and go 250 with you. So that's near 10 inches, because you saw some of those totals were up well over off this chart at 350 or 344, which is over a foot of rainfall in a single event. Now you can see the river gauges, how they're going to spike up. The purple is extreme flood, so that blue line is far above the extremes. Into record-breaking territory, and you can see the flood gauges as they peak, as they pass, they're going to go down to Budapest. That is where all eyes should be, and they are getting ready. So looking at the rainfall here is more of that white, gray, blue. These are rainfall totals. That's coming down. Right, Czechia is Czech Republic, Hungary, and then Austria just below Czechia. Poland also experiencing massive floods just on the border there with Czech Republic. So as all this water is in the drainage basin, it's going down to Hungary. And what we saw in 2023, well, this was a tranquil view of it. But what is coming is a ferocious wall of water. Nothing remotely close to this tranquility. So at the minimum, at the very minimum, you're going to see a 10% over the biggest floods ever recorded. That's just going to be the baseline. Infrastructure can't hold in this new moisture pattern and dropping out. These huge floods. We're not ready for it. So what are you going to do? If you were a government to prevent panic, what would you say? What excuse would you give? That's more the question. Looking all around, it's going to be another, couple years of this tremendous rainfall. I mean, good for some. The floods over in China, they were pulling fish out of the streets. But that's another thing. When this water overflows the banks, the streets become the new rivers and streams. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. See you next time. Bye for now.